Hey guys, how's it going? DUJ2 here. We are back with EvangelKaltz. How's it going, man?
Hey, how are you, DJ?
I'm good, man. Today has been one of the most crazy days I've ever had. Largely in part thanks to you. Thank you so much for being so awesome, for sharing so much information for us, and for just starting that communication with Square Enix, man. That's been incredible, dude.
No worries at all. I did say that it was going to be a schedule-packed day.
It's
So,
crazy, yeah, man. Yeah, today the stuff that happened today is just it shocks me.
for sure.
But
Yeah,
anyway,
a
talk
lot
to
of
us. Talk to us. Go for it, man. The floor is yours.
okay. So there's a lot of things flying around, and people are just like all of a sudden sending me like a ton of requests, and because they feel like I have a direct line, and yet yes, I technically I do, but at the same time, the reason for this level of communication was because I literally told them, I said, someone has to be the bridge between worlds. I mean, technically, when you look at it, there's no one. People need to understand that the two biggest directors, Tetsuya Nomura and as well as of course, the co-director as well as the producer have heavy language barriers. The only person that was able to speak English to me was the point of contact that I have that everyone now knows as Steven. He's been very, very receptive and very, very open, as well as very, very honest with everything that he's telling me, and even communicating and translating and basically making sure that our voice is heard as well as their voice is heard. So one of the things I told him was basically thanking him for letting me be the bridge between NA's community to have both voices heard. Now, this is by their own words. So before anyone says anything, and I do have proof of this, they're looking forward to working more closely with not just me, but the community to make the game the best that it can be. Um, by his own words, he says, I think your enthusiasm and passion made a very strong impression on Okayama and Itu. So pretty much me representing the community as a whole was a lot to kind of carry. But at the same time, the way that I represented myself made both two very, very high level people feel the passion from the community and made them want to listen, made them want to kind of create an open network, a gateway, a place where, we're able to have this level of connection that wasn't existing before. Um, Pretty much what they're telling me, and this is based off of limited information of what I can give, but they said that they're always looking for support of the fans and they're always looking for the morale, and they're also pretty much looking to create an open network, an open channel directly to them, not just some sort of support line anymore, not some sort of email where it just gets lost in translation, but they really want someone to facilitate, moderate, communicate. So this is what they told me. After they get settled in the next week, they're going to keep in contact. They will keep in contact with me. I do have their personal number. Pretty much everything that was discussed, even afterwards, was the depth, the quality, right? Where is the game going? People ask a lot of questions. How many story modes are you looking to release? All of these other issues, and people are still not realizing, especially I'm getting a lot of requests with music for the medals, and this is all brought up. Really, really easy answer for that is they can't directly translate the music from the medals, or well, not the music, the sound, the speaking, the voice acting. This is two complete separate, voice actors. However they do the contracts, I don't know. But at the same time, these are two separate issues, and you're merging two games again, and they are looking to open this gateway so you're able to give them these level of quality feedback, right? So if they drop multiplayer, let's say they drop multiplayer next month, they're not looking to get bombarded with a bunch of requests of what they can do with the game to make it better by adding more features. They want to know feedback on what is in the current feature and then build up towards that.
Okay.
Because of that language barrier, and there's no person that's able to be that wall or that transmitter that's able to kind of make sure that their voices are being heard. I literally told them, and as selfless as it sounds, pretty much someone has to do it, right? It doesn't matter if it's me, it doesn't matter if I'm representing the community or the next person over. There needs to be this voice that's able to connect both. So there's no disconnect, there's no mistrust, because being with them, their intentions are real. I truly believe their intentions are real. they definitely have it in their best interests and our best interests as well, because we've been communicating very, very openly. They've disclosed things that off camera, and they've told me things that pretty much set the pace in regards to a lot of things that people are wondering about. Where's this going? What does this all mean? And it's building the story. So guys, their job is to be the storyteller. They're the developers, right? Tetsuya Nomura, he basically creates the plan. These guys put it into action, direct it, co-pilot. It's our responsibility as a community to create positive feedback, right? Not just demands and requests. And this is something that we kind of discussed about, because believe it or not, they do look at the tweets. They do read the stuff, but there's no point in looking at the tweets if every time they look at the tweets, it's just brooms. And they have covered the broom. They covered exactly what they're going to do with it, and it's not a no. And the fact that they responded the way they have is a positive progress. Now, going forward, yes, they want to build the game. They want to develop the game more. They want, in his own words, like I said, he wants to create the game the best that it can be. And if he wants to use me as a bridge, or if they want to have me, not use me, but have me as a bridge to create that network, to help them build this gateway that's able to help the community as a whole, I told him, I said, I'd be more than honored to do that. So this is pretty much communication-wise where they're at in terms of keeping this close connection, right? Keeping an open connection to where not only are our voices heard, but maybe they can use that feedback that we give them as data. That's just going to make the game even better.
Right.
A lot of the people's concerns have been, well, how come they haven't done this before? I can tell you that everything from the bottom up has been done by the JP team. I can tell you that pretty much everything from all the mistranslations, all the typos, guys, the reason why there hasn't been a actual focus on the games is because it's been ported over. It's been translated and ported over. There's no one facilitating, moderating, again, because of the language barrier. And you're not going to have a couple of people at the Square Enix office managing the content. You got to understand the level of storytelling that these three people, if you look at the history of the co-director, who actually is part of basically Tetsuya's right-hand man for this title. He's worked on numerous Final Fantasy projects, right? No one's going to be able to do that storytelling better than the two people that are already there. So for them to transmit projects and just translate it, there's no need for another group, but just one person that's able to mediate and facilitate.
Right.
And that's what this whole thing is about, creating a system of union. Funny enough, and this is exactly the pun that it's a system of union. It's creating this system to where the players are able to trust, and the developers can trust the players' judgment based off of their creation. And for some reason, somewhere along the line, that communication has dropped off. Now everyone knows the history. Going back to what I said before, the prototype of the game was made for the North American audience. It was tested here. So why would they want to overdevelop the Japanese one? Well, maybe because they focused so much on the Japanese one that no one was really facilitating or moderating the English one, and the sales have been phenomenal for the English one. Mm-hmm. They haven't been falling off. There hasn't been a drop off, because there's a quota, and this is all public records. If you actually look up every single quarter, every single quota, there's different divisions of every single section. Square Enix it's not just the Kingdom Hearts KHUX section for how much they made here. It's the gross revenue, and for somebody that isn't really looking or focused on solely just that franchise, that's where the disconnection is that they haven't seen a decline to kind of have that level of action. But now they want to encourage the community to talk with them. They want to talk to the community. They want to create a system to where everybody can communicate. And instead of people asking for, well, why wasn't this done before? The past is the past. Honestly, there's certain things that they haven't done well, and they admit to it. They admit that the communication hasn't been on par, but they're willing to own up to the plate. And
that's awesome.
In my opinion, if you're someone at that stature and you're willing to own up to the plate, that's my respect right there. If you're willing to talk the talk, right?
Mm-hmm.
And if you walk the walk as well, then water's under the bridge, because at the end of the day, everybody wants to see the game succeed. Not just the players, but they want to see it succeed as well. So ultimately, why they've been so, I guess, shifting back and forth, it all comes down to no one facilitating and moderating. So once you have that system in place, then I believe that it should be a better form of communication. And this is just speculation, but from talking to them and actually hearing what they have to say, and actually me telling them things of what our concerns are, they're very receptive. So
yeah,
it takes
sense.
a lot for you to stare someone in the face with basically the community's bearings, right? Everyone's complaints, everybody's pretty much mistrust, everyone's kind of concerned. If I was it doesn't matter.
Give me a second. I think we're losing you. I think we may have lost connection.
Like direct contact.
No. I think we lost you, Evangel. I don't know if you can hear me.
But with me being the bridge for the remainder, you know, we're going to see how it's going to go. But if, like I said, if we're going to be in direct communication, and if I'm able to make this bridge useful for not just the community, but for their side as well, then everybody wins.
Yeah, that's awesome. I mean, definitely having that.
But tomorrow
communication
is definitely
will be really good.
Yeah. And as I texted him, I said that, tomorrow is their last day. So I thanked them for everything, because this is definitely them doing all this for me. They didn't have to do all this or say all this. But I'm definitely telling them. I told them I was gonna send them off, of course, before PAX ends. And they're like, yeah, swing by the booth, and our team will say goodbye to you. So they're very open. They're very receptive. And they're definitely very respectful to their community.
Oh, yeah.
Me being just one person, but like you said, numerous people have come up to them, gotten similar feedback, maybe not to this degree, but no one's got dismissed, right? No one has been refused or denied information or said, I'm sorry, we're not going to do this, or have been disgruntled. So they're very open. So I think as long as someone's there to kind of put the gateway into place, and then once the gateway is there, then it should be like this funnel. The one thing that is kind of concerning, and we kind of went over this offline, was there's people that put demands as well as troll requests or things that are just distracting. It's not productive for them to read through. And if you're giving that line of connection to you, it's got to be earned to be able to have that direct line, not go through like hoops and filters. So what they're thinking of, and what he said that he was going to settle down and talk to the team about and see what they could come up with. This is something that's going to be like, it's going to be serious, because this is something that's going to not only be useful for the community, but it's going to be useful for people that actually have viable feedback. And that's the kind of system that when you put into place to where it filters things out, because they're not going to sort through, let's say, 6,000 different responses, and 1/3 of them are either troll requests, spam, or just nonsense. So it all comes down to what the community is willing to put in. Square is watching. Yeah, I mean, I've linked them your videos. You know this, DJ, and they're okay with me saying this, because they definitely appreciate not just DUJ alone, but everybody who's streaming. They appreciate the community's outlook and looking out for the fans, and they definitely don't want to have you carry the world anymore. They pretty much want to have a part of that to where you can be a part of their world, and it's not always like feeling like, okay, I gotta kind of micromanage the community, because if there's like a panic and people don't know what's going on, they're just gonna freak out. They want to make sure that everyone is pretty much on the same page.
Right.
And that's why they kind of put me where I'm at right now. But ultimately, they want the same goals. There's no side motives or anything that other people are thinking at all. Today, when I interviewed him, the only person that was talking, you guys saw, the only person that was speaking English was Steven in the middle. Because even I had a conversation with the co-director, and he said, "I'm sorry, I don't speak English." I said, "Oh, it's okay. It's no problem. No worries." They had a translator, and Steven translated everything. Steven speaks both lingos. So, if I keep this connection and keep in contact with Steven, if Steven remains open with the line, I think great things are going to happen. And I think that it's going to speak volumes when someone from the community is helping making it happen. And then with the streamers, everybody's going to feel more encouraged to basically go and help more build the community. So it's a win-win. We went through this entire breakdown, and they're on the same page. That's all I can tell you guys, is that they're on the same page. And I literally told them, I said, if it takes one person for them to create a bridge, if they need to use me to create a bridge or want me to help them build the bridge to create this gateway, then it's an honor to do so. And I'll do it for the community.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Create that system to where, or be a part of creating that system to where everybody is no longer going to be feeling like they're neglected.
Or just not heard. I think that's the biggest thing that a lot of us feel. It just feels like you said, they're obviously watching the tweet because obviously someone took several pictures today and posted it to the tweet, So
yeah.
So whoever controls the Kingdom Hearts, the Twitter account was there today.
Oh no, I know.
I'd love to know who the person behind the camera is, controlling that cell phone. But still, I mean, it's the person was there. Whoever the faceless Twitter person is, and if it's the same one that was doing those really awesome comments, I really hope that they read that and they know that we were very excited, when they were doing really fun comments and I mean, just a tiny, well-worded comment in a tweet is so different. It makes you feel so much better.
I plan on showing them the level of interaction that it got within a day. I mean, in a day, it's now on Cage Insider, Cage 13. This is something I'm definitely gonna show the team right before they leave and say, "Listen, the
it blew up.
that you made yesterday. This is me holding up my part, saying that the community really is listening. The community is dying for answers, but at the same time, they just want the confusion to end.
Mm-hmm.
And this right here, the fact that it trickled down so fast and went through all these networks in a matter of not days but hours,
even minutes. Some of them.
Volume. It has to speak volumes to these developers, because now they're looking at their child, because that's what it is, and they're going, "Wow, we really, neglect, kind of maybe drop the ball a little bit," and they want to do things better now. Because in their own words, he did say that me alone I made a very huge impression on two very important people as a person that represents the community. And that's what it's about. It's not about me. It's not about, the next person over or how many people are at PAX. It's about one person not speaking for themselves, but speaking for the community. Because when I went up to the booth, I spoke nothing of brooms. I didn't even mention brooms.
Yeah.
He told me it was up to them. I wasn't asking them, "Well, what do you think about Mickey's and Broom?" I didn't say that to any of them on the video. And they divulged the information. I went up there literally saying, "Hey, just wanted to kind of catch your thoughts. I mean, a lot of people from the community feel like there isn't anyone that's really listening or speaking. Um, I basically am speaking on behalf of the community. I'm coming here kind of whatever you tell me goes right back to them. And that's what made them open. So I really think that if you guys just start talking and thinking of the game as a community and stop kind of thinking of it one-sided sometimes, divulge those things. Think about it. If you were sent 7,000 different tweets thing, and you scroll like once, twice, a week, 2 weeks, a few times, and you're seeing the same things over and over in repeated fashion, you're not really going to want to read your tweets anymore. You know?
Right, right.
It's almost like I know what they want, but you're going to have to wait. Well, I know, but if you don't say anything, and this is they'll flat out just tell you right there. That's why he mentioned it.
Okay, we kind of keep losing you a little bit. I think your connection is a little bad. We'll give it a second.
With me.
We'll see if he comes back.
Yeah.
There you are. I think that's better.
Wait, you got cut off?
Yeah, a little bit. Your connection every like 10 minutes kind of goes down a little bit. But I think you're back now.
It's horrible in Boston.
I understand. Yeah, and of course, if you're at PAX East, you've got everyone on the same Wi-Fi at a hotel and everything, and
yeah,
it goes down. It goes down really fast. But yeah, I mean,
was most of it audible?
Yeah, it was. Yeah, no. So far, it's been good. We've just lost you like once or twice. It's been just a couple of seconds. But yeah, man, that's amazing, dude. That's amazing that there's actual communication, and we've come to find out that it's mostly because there hasn't been a face-to-face, or there hasn't been a connection made with the actual development team, so that's amazing. That's so amazing. That's so positive to hear. I'm so excited and happy for that, and for everything else. I mean, all the information that's been coming out, if you start looking at more information and people tweeting out, just the hashtags, like the PAX East hashtags connected with Kingdom Hearts Unchained Key and with Union Cross and everything. There's been so much information going out, and there's so much stuff that we've been wanting to talk about, but we've been trying to focus on just the most important stuff. And in the next couple of weeks, like the videos you have sent me and pictures and other videos and pictures that a lot of other people have come out, we're going to keep talking about it. I don't know, are you going home tomorrow, or are you going home Monday?
It's probably, I'm leaving 7 p.m., so probably get back to
Monday. Got you. Yeah. So there's a lot of people who are there, and there's a lot of people who want to talk about their experience, and just the hands-on experience. Your perspective that's why we've given it so much priority, because I don't think anyone else has gotten the perspective you've gotten, where there's been an actual, we talked about this before you left. All we were kind of expecting was, you're going to get to play the multiplayer,
Yeah.
That's all we were hoping for. That was in our wildest dreams, the biggest thing we were hoping. We were like, gonna get to play multiplayer hands-on in English, maybe ask some questions, and that was it. Instead, something amazing has happened.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, something incredibly magical has happened, and there's this pretty communication. Much. Yeah, there's this communication that we don't know where it's going to go. We don't know what's going to happen, but we're hopeful. You know what I mean?
For sure. And honestly, like, for them to, again, bring something like this, to leaving out the JP side of it and bringing it to, PAX East on the United States front here, I figured there was going to be someone other than an employee at Square Enix. There's going to be a high-level executive, because they are going to want to oversee the game, specifically for the feedback. Because again, I always think that, and I'm starting to see like what they respond to now. One of the things that they really appreciated coming from me was the fact that I wasn't thinking about what I wanted, but I was thinking of an overall spec of how I can kind of like what I can say to them to kind of help make the game better in an overall type of broader view.
Right.
So they really respond more when people are like more open in terms of not what they want, but what they think the game itself on a reasonable level from where it's at with the content inside, from what they can do with that to utilize it to make it better.
Right.
They're looking to like he said, the game, they're still following the exact same things that they said. They're not saying that they're not going to make NA into the same game. They're literally saying that they want it to be
Mm-hmm.
its own thing. But there has been no one communicating this, and with that language barrier, there's never going to be. So that's why this had to unfold. Someone had to basically just talk to them
Right.
in a more wider sense, and they responded really positively. Really really positive to all of it.
Yeah. Well, again, I mean, I'm sure hearing from you and hearing someone who just wanted to talk with them must have been something. I don't know. I don't know how many other people approached them. I don't know how many other people have, just demanded something or harassed them, I'm sure there's people who have done that, and so far everyone who from our community who has reached out to them, they've reached out in a very specific positive manner, and so far from what I've gotten the feedback, everyone who went there, everyone who's been talking with us, they got amazing, feedback from them.
Yep.
um and if anything, like we said again, it's not the fact that the game is or isn't something. It's more the fact that we just have felt like there isn't anyone there listening. Like
Yep.
we say so many things, we tweet things out, um, but even with something as simple as a simple schedule of what's happening, and that's, I mean, I know you've been in the community long enough that you understand one of my biggest frustrations is if we could just know if this is going to be here again tomorrow. It's like we have
Right.
something today, but we have no clue if what's going to happen tomorrow. There's no security. And sadly enough, like you said, yeah, there is a massive amount. Yeah, there is, if not to go too deep into financials, but I follow that. I follow the numbers that Google posts, that iTunes posts, of
Right.
people spending in game and new downloads and people playing the game and active players, and the numbers are huge. They're massive. But at the same time, there have been a lot of players who have left the game frustrated. There's been a lot of people who have left because of the lack of communication. You know, um,
Right.
and as long, again, it's just amazing to know that there is someone on the other side, and B, that they want to talk. Not even change things radically, not even just, they're listening, and now they're going to talk back at us. That to me right there is, I don't care about, I don't care about making mops. I don't care about the stuff. I don't care about all these other things. It could, because it's, it doesn't fix the problem just to go to a computer, code some stuff, and release it to people. It's like, this is
Right.
for me that I love this game and I love the lore of Kingdom Hearts. And like said yesterday, for me personally, looking at this game to me is like, I am so excited to think that there is an entire new Kingdom Hearts set of chapters and storyline. And if 2, 3, 4, 5 years from now we look back and there's like 4 or 5 chapters or iterations of the mobile Kingdom Hearts story, it's going to be amazing, and brilliant that something like this could happen. But and it doesn't matter what we have in the game meta wise.
Of
We
course.
need communication. We need to know that we are fans, and that they view us as fans, and that not only do they want to listen to us, that they also want to talk back. And that's why I mean, the biggest thing I can say, and that's why, I was working on a bunch of stuff today, and how the second you sent me that interview, everything stopped, because
Yeah.
unprecedented, it's the first time we've heard from them. You know, it's the first time we've ever had any actual human contact from Square Enix saying, just talking to us. I've never seen a tweet from them. I've never seen them answer someone's tweet. I've never seen them answer someone's Facebook message. I've never seen them answer an email, you know, like with an actual conversation. And you're right. You are 100% right. Why would they want to answer hate? You know, why would they want to answer someone who is just angry and demanding something? Or who wants to do that? You know, no one wants to do that. No one. And if you include the language barrier, how do they feel about that? You know, it's like someone's just screaming at them. How are they going to possibly, you know, talk? You know, and yeah, the situation got out of hand. It's been no communication for too long. But
For sure.
but this is a step in the right direction. And thank you, man. Thank you for
Of
doing that,
course.
because
And
that interview and what you
ultimately,
did is just amazing.
no worries. But ultimately, what I want to tell a lot of people, because I know a lot of people are saying, well, it is an expo event. It could be a PR stunt and this and that. Here's the thing. This is how these expos work. They don't need PR there. The expo itself is the PR. The only people that have PR there are the indie developers that are looking for funding. These people, these companies, the fact that they have the co-director there, and the fact that here's the other thing. And DJ, you know this.
Yeah.
He texted me the time, making it a priority for the producer to speak to me. And not only that, when I showed up, the co-director was also there. So they literally coordinated this.
Yeah. And
It
something
was
people
talked
don't
about
know.
beforehand.
Sorry, just one thing. That those pictures on Twitter, those
Yeah.
came after your interview.
Yep. Yep.
So the fact that they took those pictures after, dude, the priority they gave you and the priority they gave to speaking to the community is gigantic.
And they even explained I was holding a Kingdom Hearts 2.8 poster in that picture. If I was holding the Kingdom Hearts key poster, that would have been the picture that would have been tweeted. I was texted word for word
Oh wow.
exactly what they said. And this is open communication. You can't get more open than this explanation. I didn't ask. I didn't ask saying, oh, well, why didn't you post my, you know, I didn't ask for that. They literally took it out of their own liberty, and even today texted me early in the morning. Hey, producer will be here today. What time are you available to talk? My availability, not theirs. My availability.
Wow.
And I said, whatever works best for you. Of course, being the right thing to do. I said, whatever works best for you. And they said, okay, let me find out. And then that's how we coordinated the time. It was like that. Again, they respond not to hate, but the main reason, and I'll put this in your Discord so everybody can actually see.
I think we might lose him for a second. Yeah, we lost him for a second. I think he's gonna go post something, but the second he leaves, he actually leaves the Discord. But I'm sure he'll be back in a second. Oh wait, he went to general. Let me pull him back out.
Like their baby, because this is one of their creations. Nobody wants to see their creation die, especially not the creators.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna put this right there, and I don't want the mods to remove it. I'm gonna leave it right here because there's nothing that, you know. So let me just there. Now everyone's gonna know I'm not just speaking. It's in the Discord. So there is no more proof that I can or anyone else can give because this is word from themselves.
Yeah.
And that this entire situation, I'm starting to understand how they feel, and the fact that they're looking to want to change and turn a new leaf. I think everyone deserves a second chance. I think everybody should give them a second chance, especially if they're looking to be more open, to be more, I guess, if they want to communicate more,
Right.
bring more to the table, not just for us, but us to them.
Well, and like I said, I mean, personally for me, to me, it's not that I'm giving them a second chance. It's a first chance. You know, because for me, this is the first time. This is the first communication. This is That interview just blew me away. I mean, seeing someone from Square Enix talk to us, and not even about what they talked, not even what they said, which was awesome too, but just the fact that they talked to us. And I, personally for me, not that I'm going to, no, I'm not going to expect or hold them accountable for bringing more information, or giving us more tips, or or like development, or like talking about more spoilers and stuff. No, I mean, I understand, and that's going to come in time. You know me, I don't like spoilers. um I would much rather just wait for the tweets to come out or the actual updates to come out. But just having them talk to us, just having them, and that's something I guess I will hold, them, or you, or whoever, is going to take the mantle of being that, liaison, or community manager, or the person, the moderator between them and the global community. um it's, for me, it's going to be, keep talking. Don't even, I don't care about the updates. I don't care about that, because they're going to come. It's like, it's going to happen. The updates are going to happen. The tweets are going to happen. The tweets happen at 10 p.m. Central, and then at 2 a.m. Central the next day, and what, 4 hours after that, there's going to be the update. So I'm okay with that. But just hearing that they are still listening, and hearing that they're going to continue talking to us, that's what I want.
Yep.
Just the basic, like, I don't even know if I should call it professional decency, but we'll call it professional decency, of them continuing to talk. But at the same time, it goes both ways. And us as a community, we also have to give them that respect. We have to give them the respect of listening to them and talking to them, not demanding of, hey, give me this, give me that, or why haven't you done this, or why haven't you done that, or jumping all over them for the slightest little mistake and saying you have to give me jewels for this or that. No. We also need to give them the proper respect, so we can just continue talking, and they can feel like their baby, like their game, their blood, sweat, and tears is being appreciated, and we can feel like fans, and not, customers, or just wallets, which is what a lot of people feel like now. And on both sides, that's just wrong. I mean, both sides are hurting because I'm sure they're hurting too. Like you said, they read the tweets. They read the massive amount of tweets that every single time they tweet, they read all the tweets that come out. And I mean, come on, they've been hurt too. So kind of like the healing needs to begin. We're gonna go all Dr. Phil on them.
Yeah.
But anyway, man, thank you so much. Is there anything else you want to add to this one?
No, not at this time. I'm gonna send my regards tomorrow. Show them all the amazing stuff that's it's pretty much fluttering now and
Yeah.
trickling down.
Yeah,
And
I'll send you some numbers that I have on my end, of stuff, so you can show them, actual numbers, of impressions, and people have been reached and everything. But yeah, it's amazing. Today, everything kind of blew up, which is pretty awesome.
and
So thank you.
it's
Thank
going
you,
in
man.
the right direction. So as long as we work out that open connection, I think it's going to only improve from here.
I like that. All right, man. Thank you very much, dude. Thank you very much. I know you're going to head off to bed now because it's probably like super late where you are.
Yeah.
Thanks a lot, dude. I appreciate it. I hope you talk to us again. I know probably not tomorrow because you'll be traveling, but Monday I want to do that podcast with everyone who was over at PAX
Of
East,
course.
and we'll all just talk, and we'll try and keep it more about the game then, about the actual multiplayer experience, because I know there's still, and like I said, I know a lot of people have been asking, well, what about this? And there's so many things that we're seeing in the game and in the trailers and in the pictures, that so many people are wondering that. But we talked, and we kind of decided that it was more important to actually talk about this, and talk about the multiplayer maybe on Monday or next week. Then this was too good of an opportunity. This was too awesome to not completely dedicate it to the fact that there has been community. We have made contact.
Right.
All right, man. Thank you so much, dude. Anything else you want to say?
No, just that, guys, just remember to kind of look over everything I said, and any positive feedback on the game in general right now for all the content that's currently out. If you can add to that, that'd be great, because that's all stuff that will include. Because everything you tell me is going right directly back to them, and it has to be beneficial. I'm not talking to not to spam me with a bunch of requests or different things that seem out of sight. I'm talking
Constructive
actual
criticism and
logic.
constructive
Yeah,
comments. Gotcha.
pretty
All right.
much. Yep.
Thank you very much, man.
Because
I
this is
really
exactly
appreciate. Yeah.
what I'm going to show them tomorrow. So whatever you send me, I'm showing them tomorrow.
Awesome. All right, man. Thank you very much for talking with us.
Great.
Have a good night. Thanks a lot again. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. And we'll see you next time. Thanks, man.
All right. Good night.
All right. See you, man. Good night.
Bye.
So that's it, guys. Thank you so much for watching, guys. It's been and I know a lot of people in the stream right now, and I know a lot of you guys know it's been an extremely long 30 something hours for me, almost 40 hours now since all of this started. It's been amazing, guys. We've in the less than the last 2 days, we have gone from KHUX to from Unchained Key to Union Cross to just multiplayer to to the Mickey and Mops, Mickey and Brooms thing, to hearing from the actual executives in charge of the game, to so much. It has been It's been an amazing weekend, guys. Thank you for being here. Thank you for supporting. Thank you for helping spread the news too, because I know you guys who are watching this right now, and I know the people on the streams and the people in Discord. We form a group of a few thousand. Well, I don't know, 5,000-6,000 people. There are hundreds of thousands of people playing this game. There are millions of people who love the Kingdom Hearts universe and the world and the stories and everything. So thank you guys for sharing the information. Thank you guys for being here. Ginormous thanks to EvangelKaltz, who has just who approached them with decency and was responded likewise. And because of that, I feel we've come a long way. Thank you very much, guys. I really appreciate you all. And I'll see you guys in the next one. See ya.